not to sound too much like the Joker, but let's put a smile on that face in 2024. And to help us do that, we're going to talk with MacArthur Dental Arts, Dr. Ryan Lange. Thanks for joining us again on the program.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
So you guys are a full-service dentistry office, and I want to talk about some of the things you guys do there that are, with the new technology these days. I remember when I got a crown, maybe 10, 15 years ago or so, it was a plastic, like temporary in there and that kind of thing, and then a week or two later I had to come back and let's see if it fits. You guys can do that in-house now, right?
Correct, yeah. I think since the last time I visited the show, I've had some people come into the office and they're just blown away by the technology, because we've gotten rid of the goopy impression materials for taking impressions, and now we have a 3D scanner that takes those impressions for us. And there's no more plastic crowns that you leave with, the temporaries. You don't have those anymore for 2 weeks. You come in, you get the tooth ready, and within 40 minutes you have a brand new tooth that's permanent. And
wow.
I think I take that for granted a lot, because I just work with it every day, and when people come in and they're blown away, it always humbles me.
Yeah, like kids who with cell phones, they don't take for granted. Like 30 years ago, nobody,
Exactly.
It's like it's just something that's there now, right?
Yeah.
And I do remember the goopy. When you said that goopy, like purpley stuff, I had to chomp down on to hold that for like 5 minutes or whatever in my mouth. And popped out of there.
Yeah.
So none of that anymore. That's all gone.
Yeah, for the most part, there are instances when we need to use those impressions, but I would say 98% of our impressions are taken digitally now with just a camera that videotapes your mouth.
So you walk out that day with a permanent new crown.
Yep. That same day.
Wow. And what's it like learning that? What was like the learning curve of getting those machines in house? Is it just kind of overnight? Does it kind of do it itself?
There is AI technology within the machine that will look at the other teeth in your mouth, and it will propose a crown that looks like your natural tooth, and then I go in and make tweaks in the software. So there was a learning curve. It probably took, I'd say, 2 to 3 years until I got it really dialed in.
Okay.
But most people, they come in and they're just beside themselves. Like, how don't you need to take an impression of my tooth so you know what it looks like? And they're fascinated with the fact that this AI technology can just build a tooth in seconds, and it looks just like a natural tooth.
Okay. Now, another thing you wanted to talk about a little bit is the full arch implants. Tell me about someone who's never had that happen. What is a full arch implant in the first place, and what are you doing there that's new and different?
Yeah, so with that, it kind of falls in line with our same-day dental practice. I'm sure you've seen billboards that say get a full set of teeth in a day.
Right. You see the janky teeth on the left,
exactly.
in the picture, and then the really amazing ones on the right.
Yeah, this is for more extreme cases, and those patients that are terrified of the dentist and haven't been in years, maybe even decades, and they just want to hit that reset button and get a fresh set of teeth that are functional, because they've started to notice that they can't eat foods that they used to. So the way that procedure looks like is I have an anesthesiologist that comes into my office and puts you under, and then we basically place implants and the full arch, and then we load a full set of teeth onto those implants. So they're actually screwed in and permanent on that day.
Wow.
And with the technology that I have in my office, I have the ability to create all of that stuff in the office, and that's why you can leave with it in the same day.
Same day,
yeah.
Really? And you're out walking out with kind of a new mouth, basically,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
Wow. And what are some of the reasons why someone would need a full arch kind of thing? Is it just years of decay, or is it years of neglect, or is it just sometimes there's something inherently genetically gone on within their mouth that there's something's gone wrong?
Yeah, the answer to that is kind of an all of the above answer. So it's those patients that have multiple teeth missing, and really important teeth missing from the mouth. Usually periodontal disease is associated with it. People that have bone loss or recession or loose teeth. Decay, that can also play a part in it. Teeth that just are hopeless, they've gotten to the point where you can't restore them anymore. And sometimes it's a cheaper alternative to restoring every tooth in your mouth. You just hit that reset button and start over, because implants don't really collect the same type of decay. You can't get a cavity on an implant.
Yeah, which is the good news.
Yeah, so they're a little bit easier to maintain. They still do still call for some maintenance. You have to come into the office, I would say 6 months to a year, just to have things checked on to make sure that everything's being cleaned properly. But it's a lot easier to maintain than a full set of teeth. No more flossing.
No more flossing. Oh man, now I'm sold. I had my wisdom teeth in my uppers, and my molars never came in, but the uppers did come in, and so I had to get an extraction on that. And my dentist referred me to someone else who just pulled them out and kind of thing. But I was surprised they didn't do that in-house. But you guys do extractions in-house, right? Yeah,
I think one of the great things about being a general dentist is I can kind of have my hand in every basket, and it's for us as general dentists to decide where we want to pigeonhole our training and become professional at. And I've really taken steps towards becoming more of a surgical general dentist, and I place a lot of implants. I've done a lot of training with implants and extractions, so I think a lot of my patients are blown away about the fact that we do a lot of stuff in-house, and that I do my own extractions and that I don't refer patients out for them. Obviously there are some extenuating circumstances where I do refer to an oral surgeon, but it's rare.
Kind of a high-end specialist of something that's going on.
Yeah.
There's a comfort level with that too, though, because I don't like being referred to a doctor I'm not familiar with.
Exactly.
So are patients appreciative of that? Hey, I'll be doing the extraction for you, kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I want patients to have the most comfortable experience that they can through dentistry, because nobody likes going to the dentist, and I've made it my personal vendetta to change the way people think about dentistry, and I want people to leave thinking, well, that wasn't so bad, and that's why I try to keep things in-house and do things myself, so it can be it's a quicker process. You're not going to one office, then coming back, then going to another office, waiting a couple weeks. It's all done, in the one visit.
And it seems like you've incorporated the technology that really kind of makes things even in a quicker process for all of the extras that people, the crowns and the implants that people they don't realize they used to have to wait for.
Yeah, I think the advantage to technology is I can treatment plan cases before you're even in my office. So before your actual surgery day or your appointment, I can plan everything digitally. So when you're sitting in the chair, I could put a blindfold on and do the work. So
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see my dentist doing that. But I hear what you're saying, right? Because you've kind of worked it all out. You've already won the game, so to speak, before the patient even gets in the chair, because you know what approach you're going to take.
Yeah, it's great because you can plan for things that might go wrong in the procedure, so you're ready for it if it happens, and it just makes you more prepared for those procedures.
Okay. And even though we're talking about a lot of specialty stuff here, you guys are still just a regular old full-service dentistry office as well as all the other things you do, right? You do the cleanings, the x-rays, the exams, and all of that for folks. Yeah,
we do all the way from just coming in, getting your teeth cleaned and checkups to doing implant surgeries. And my office is pretty streamlined with our x-rays as well. In a general office, when you come in for your first exam, they take 20 to 22 x-rays of your teeth to get each individual tooth, where I have this stand-up x-ray unit that looks like a spaceship, and it spins around your head for 5 seconds, and it takes a picture of your entire mouth. And I can see into your sinus cavities. I can see if you have wisdom teeth. I can see where the nerve. It shows me the anatomy of your entire jaw. So it gives me a more comprehensive scope of what I'm looking at, and it's better for the patients because we're taking less X-rays. There's less radiation.
Yeah.
And they seem to be a lot more comfortable with that.
100% I would, because the last time I had my x-rays, I had the bite down that little thing, like you said, the 5 or 6 or 10, whatever, all over the place, and it's kind of beep, beep, and you have more of the giant vest.
Yeah, exactly. And
so if you guys, is that out of the office now? You don't do those kind of things anymore?
We do 4 of those x-rays, but they're a lot more comfortable because we have a very small digital sensor that just takes the 4 x-rays so I can see in between the teeth, more on a microscopic level. And then we have the big X-ray that takes the picture of the entire teeth. So they're not completely gone, but we're limiting them, so we're not taking as many.
Okay, well, new year,
Yeah.
maybe a new dentist in your future for MacArthur Dental Arts. I want to thank Dr. Ryan Lange for joining us
Yeah,
again.
thank you. Come say hi.
They will, and smile. All right, with a smile on my face, I'm going to say you're watching This Day. We'll be right back.